Hi, I'm Gary and welcome to my outdoors channel. And this video is about firearms, and what I got is this tactical case for my AR15. And I'm going to show you how I put this together, and I'll source this in the description below. So if you're interested in the same thing, I got a really good deal on this for about $69 on Amazon. I saw others very much like it, and for twice or three times the price of what this one was. This is very solid, it locks up, and it's supposed to be transportable on airlines. So, I don't know about that. Anyways, I'll show you how I made all the cutouts here to put everything in here and make it fit, customized to the needs that I need, and I'll show you how I did this. This is the all-weather tactical rifle case that I bought on Amazon for my AR15, and this is a very solid built case, and it comes as this, and this is supposed to be tough enough and well enough to transport on airlines. It's got 5 latches to it. It's a very solid case. 2 of these latches lock, and I'll undo these 5 latches and open it up here. Then this opens up like this. It doesn't fold all the way back, only to this point here. Then it has the instructions in here and 2 keys for these locks. Now all of this material, checked it out, and it's very solid, very strong. I'm kind of impressed with that. Also inside of here, it's got a whole bunch of these little squares that you can take out to put your rifle and other accessories in here, and they measure 3/4 inches square. And to custom fit things better, you can actually cut these diagonally to just take out half a square to make a good fit. Now the edges have some borders on them, which are like 1.75 inches on the ends, and front and rear edges are 1.25 inches. So that's the dimensions you'll work with within to fit your rifle and accessories into. I would recommend that when you cut these out, you save these pieces, because if you ever change your layout with this, you may want to put some of these pieces back in again, and you can probably glue them together again to make a good fit and secure fit so things don't come apart on you as you take things in and out. Now if you take this top layer out, there is another layer beneath here for protection. So this, you can work with this on both ends here, where you can see these pieces and how they can perforate out. Makes it easier to work with. As far as cutting these out, I would recommend using the likes of this Olfa knife. You can unscrew this and extend the blade out quite a ways, so you can cut all the way through all of those, whereas a regular utility knife you can't do that. So this, works a lot better. Learned how to use these with building RC airplane models, and it's a very handy tool to use for these kind of purposes. For now, this is how I'm looking at laying this out in this arrangement here. My sling here, the AR15 here, 4 magazines here, and they're all spaced according to equally with those spacers I can take out. My bipod, a can that holds 120 rounds. My flashlight, and then this is in, of course, to give enough space here for my red dot sight to clear. So this is what I'm basically looking at setting it up as. Now to mark out where I'm going to take things out, I'm going to trace around things using this white charcoal pencil, and I can make lines on here, kind of mark out where I want to lay out things at. See how well this shows up on the picture here, but you can see this white outline here for where I want to put this ammo can at. And I'll do that for the rest of the things and get it all carefully cut out for each piece that I want to put in here. This layout may not be a perfect thing that everyone would agree with, and in the future I may change my mind also and decide to lay it out differently. So that's why I'll be saving the pieces that I cut out in case I change my mind and I do want to rearrange, so I can glue those pieces back in if I need to. Okay, I'm getting ready to make my cutout for the rifle itself. You can see how I trace these pattern around the rifle with this white chalk pencil. Actually, it's white charcoal pencil. Got this at Michael's Crafts. And so I trace this around fairly well and got all the pretty well detailed shapes of it. So I'm going to go ahead and start using my razor knife, this Olfa that extends out, so I can get in for some good cuts. So I get that cut out, see how that fits. Then I'll do the rest of these pieces the same way, and I may be kind of tweaking and changing my layout a little bit as I go here. We'll see how it goes. See if I can show you here how I'm cutting these out. I usually try to go straight lines rather than trying to follow small curves. I'll just go straight and make these various angles along here like this up to this point here. This one here I did kind of follow a little bit of a curve. If it's a broad enough curve, I can probably do it. Now, trick of this is to make sure you got a good sharp knife. You want to break off your tips periodically to make sure you remain sharp. Now I'm going to do this curve here and show you how I do this, how I do again. And what I'm going to do, this kind of is a curve here, but it's a bit of a tight curve. So what I'm going to do is go straight and then straight to make this cutout. What I do is take my knife and just kind of glide it across here to a point, just to score it a little bit. Then I'll do it several times, and each time I do, it gets a little bit deeper, as you can see, until the blade starts sinking in. This is fairly thick material. This is what a plug looks like that I took out. So I've got my blade knife set so that when it's close to this edge here, I'm pretty much through it. Okay, so I'll keep doing this and kind of work it like a saw fashion sometimes to get that cut in there. So now it's getting down in there. Then I want to do is go back the other direction here now to catch this corner edge on this one. Make sure I cut it all the way through. Then make sure I got this one again. So I make sure I've got a good separation going on there. Then I'll cut this corner here. Stroke that several times till it starts cutting down. Then I can start working it down. So it's good. Then go back the other way to get the other corner. Make sure it's all vertical and add a good cut. There we go. So it's kind of like how I'm going along and cutting these out and avoiding any sharp curves and just making a straight line on it. Okay, so I got this pretty well cut out. I almost took out the whole piece there in one piece except for this skinny barrel end part here and a few stray pieces, and gives me a lot of blocks left over that I can save for making any changes. So I have my rifle fitting in here fairly well. I made some more tweaks, pulled out some more pieces, cut some more out to make it so it goes in and out fairly easily without hanging up and pulling the whole works out on me. And you can see I got a lot of pieces over here saved. Some of them will be worth saving, some of them won't be worth saving. I'll just kind of collect them into a 1-gallon Ziploc bag and save them. So I'll continue on here and do the other parts that I want to put in. Some of these I'm going to make a little bit shallower. This is fairly deep here, but at least the rifle fits in well. Some of the other parts are going to be more shallow, like this flashlight here. Should probably only go about half the depth. Otherwise it's going to be too far down for me to try and reach down and grab it. So I'll try and make that more shallow. And some of the other parts will be more shallow too. Okay, I'll move on and get the rest of this cut out, and then I'll show you the end results that I've got. Okay, I've cut out this part here for this flashlight. Like I said, I'm going to have to adjust the depths for this, but I just cut out the solid piece out of there. And I can see that the flashlight just sits way too far deep down in there. So what I'm going to do is I look at this and I see that the flashlight is about half the thickness of what I took out. So what I'm going to do is cut this in half, put that back in, and adhere it in there somehow, and then that'll bring the level up for the flashlight so it's easier to grab onto. Cut this in half for the thickness to take up for the depth of this, and what I'll do is I'll use some sticky tape, double-sided tape or something to make it stick in place, and I'll get that placed in there securely. Then I can put the flashlight in there and that'll hold in there pretty good. Okay, so I've got this complete with all the cutouts and things put in place. Didn't do quite all the things I was going to do. I was thinking about putting this sling into a cavity here, but fits pretty well in there, and that way I don't have to take out some more space there. But got the AR15 in there, fits well. Got my flashlight here, and I've got that spaced up so it doesn't sink all the way down. Got my ammo can here of another 120 rounds. 4 30-round magazines, which holds 120 rounds total. One of these cans. Got my foregrip in here that fits on to the front of the rifle here, as you saw in one of the other images. And then the bipod here, which fits in there. So as things go on, I'll probably be picking out some loose ends here and there, tweaking things a little bit. Seems to be fitting pretty good right now with everything, so I think I'm pretty close. And also I got some of my magazines, batteries, instruction manuals and so forth here. I'm kind of one who saves his instructions manuals a lot. I like to keep them handy with my equipment or my firearm, so it's a quick and easy reference when I do need it. So this works really great. Folds up. Oh, get the latch into place. Everything latches down well. Works great, although I gotta tell you what, this sucker is really heavy now with all that stuff in there. I don't know, trying to take this on an airline, so it's gonna cost some money to do that. Then I don't know if I want to tell them I've got an AR-15 in here. Maybe I'll tell them I've got my snowboard in here. I'm an Olympic competitor, you know. Whatever I can get away with, I guess. I'm sure the x-rays will show what it is. Okay, so I weighed this sucker in on my scale, and it comes in at 30 pounds with everything in here as it is. Not too bad. I mean, when you're picking it up and carrying it by the handle and stuff, it's not too bad to me. It's heavy, but I wouldn't want to walk a long distance with it, that's for sure. The other thing you might consider is we got these holes here. Not sure why they got this slot here. It could be so that the shackles of a padlock can fit through both of these here for better security. But you got these locking latches here also. Extra security, I suppose. But perhaps you could put a shoulder strap between these 2 points here to use for carrying with the shoulder strap. Definitely would use a padded shoulder strap, given that this is weighing in at 30 pounds. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and you got some good inspiration from it, and figure out what you may want to do with your rifle case. If you did, please give me a like and share it with your family, friends, and fellow outdoors persons. Also, please subscribe to see what I may come up with next, and be sure to hit that bell icon so you won't miss out on anything. Also, I greatly appreciate all your comments. I get a lot of great ideas and tips from you. So, if the ladies don't find you handsome, at least they should find you handy. Thank you.